And just like that, we are back for another video. Welcome back to Cyber Attack Talk, where I give you all the tea on who has been attacked. And today, we are talking about China invading United States. All right, so this article actually sums up what has been happening within the past year, and apparently, it has been ramping up because this article actually came out on December 11th, and today, yeah, December 11th, 2023, and today is December 16th, so a couple of days ago. Um, and some of the critical infrastructures that they have attacked is a utility company in Hawaii, a West Coast port, and a pipeline. And I know in one of the other videos was also talked about Pennsylvania, and their water utility company has been attacked. They did not name the other utility companies that has been attacked, so now we know that Hawaii is one of them. Um, so yes, all right. So I have not deep dived into this article, so I am doing that with you guys right now. So apparently, the Chinese military is ramping up its ability to disrupt the key American infrastructures, including power, water, and as well as communications and transportation systems, according to the U.S. officials. The hackers affiliated with the China's People's Liberation Army have borrowed into the computer systems of about 2,000 critical entities over the past year. The intrusions are part of a broader effort to develop ways to sow panic and chaos um, in the event of a U.S. China conflict in the Pacific. Among the victims are a water utility in Hawaii, a major West Coast port, and at least one oil and gas pipeline. People familiar with the incidents told the Washington Post the hackers also attempted to break into the operator of the Texas power grid, which operates independently from the electrical systems in the rest of the country. All right, so let's pause there. Okay, so let's pause there. So, from what I'm gathering just on this section alone, not only so if the United States get hacked with their utility company, Texas will be spared because Texas runs off a separate grid. But if they attack Texas, the rest of the country would not be affected. So would Texas know that we don't? All right, so it also states that the none of the intrusions affected the systems that operated the pumps, the pistons, or any critical functions or caused the disruption. Um, they did say that they paid attention to Hawaii, which is the home of the Pacific Fleet, and to at least one port as well as a logistics center, suggesting that the Chinese military wants the ability to complicate U.S. efforts to ship troops and equipment to the region if a conflict breaks out over Taiwan, Taiwan. So if I'm understanding this right, that the China wants to invade Taiwan, and they are, I don't think scared, maybe concerned that once they get on the path of invading Taiwan, that the United States is going to assist Taiwan, and to prevent that, they're trying to shut down our system so they won't send any troops or aid that way to Taiwan. They can just go ahead and do what they need to do in peace. And they don't want another situation where the U.S. like U.S. is helping Israel defend off the other side. They don't want that to happen with Taiwan. So they need to take us down first before they can take Taiwan down. Okay, I digress, but let's keep going. The previous undisclosed details help fill out a picture of a cyber campaign. It was first detected about a year ago by the U.S. government. As the United States and China struggle to stabilize a relationship, um, more now than it has in the decades, the military commanders refused for more than a year to speak to American counterparts, even as close to call intercepts by the Chinese fire jets. Hmm. It also states the article also states that it's clear that the Chinese attempt to compromise critical infrastructures are in part to pre-position themselves to be able to disrupt or destroy the critical infrastructure in the event of a conflict, to either prevent the United States from being able to project power into Asia or to cause social chaos inside the United States. Okay, so I'm on the right path of what this article is thinking. They're either trying to prevent us from helping Taiwan for when they're going to attack them, or they just want to create chaos for us. We ain't do nothing, y'all. It states that the this is significant change from Chinese cyber activity from 7 years to 10 years ago that was focused primarily on political and economics espionage. And they're Pacific, like the hackers are specifically focused on targets within the Indo Indo Pacific region to include Hawaii. They often sought to master tracks by trading trading their attacks through different devices such as a home or office routers before reaching their victims. The key goal was to steal employee credentials that they could use to return posing as normal users, but some of their entry methods have not been determined. Okay, so they are using, yep, that's just about right. So instead of just going for the higher ups directly hitting, they're going for everyday users like us, the regular employees, because users are a company's weakest link. So they need to find the weakest link in that company, whether it's through an email or a call to be able to get your credentials, whether it's tier one human resources accounting, and then that once they get your credentials, then they're able to move into the network to target more and more and work their way up um, the system. Can't even be mad at them. Said they're looking for ways to get in and stay in without being detected. A China security studies think hmm, they're saying that basically they're trying to make tunnels within the infrastructure that so they can use the attack later until you lie in wait. So it's basically a Trojan horse. You come in thinking that you're good, you're a regular employee, and then when it's time for them to attack whatever they're gonna attack, whether it's now, a day from now, a month from now, a year, 3 years from now, then they can wake up their bots and they're already asleep in the system, so they can just send a command from their control center and just hit a button and wake everything up, shut everything down, do whatever they need to do to stop our system so they can do whatever they need to do over there in Taiwan. Taiwan. The disclosures to the Post build on annual threat assessment in February by the Office of the Director, which warned that China almost certainly is capable of launching cyber attacks that would disrupt the United States critical infrastructure, including oil and gas pipelines and rail systems. If Beijing feared that a major conflict in the United States were certain, it would consider undertaking aggressive cyber operations against the United States homeland critical infrastructure worldwide. Some of the victims compromised by Vote Typhoon with smaller companies and organizations across a range of sections, and not necessarily those that would have been an immediate connection to the critical function, which America depends on. This may have been opportunistic targeting based upon where they can gain access, a way to get a toehold into the supply chain in the hopes of one day moving into a larger, more critical consumers. Chinese military officers have described in internal documents how they might use cyber tools or network warfare in a conflict. Um, yeah, he said that the military speak of synchronizing air and missile strikes with disruption of command and control networks, critical infrastructure, satellite networks, and military logistic systems. They have talked about these tools applying in different invasions. This is stuff they pretty clearly see as relevant to a Taiwan scenario, though they don't explicitly say this is how they're going to take over Taiwan. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. This is so far from China's first foray in hacking critical infrastructures. In 2012, a Canadian company, Televent, whose software remotely operated major natural gas pipelines in North America, notified customers that a hacker had breached its firewalls and stole data relevant to infrastructure control systems. So, look like they're ramping up. What else? Look like they're still going over. The hackers were doing this a lot more steadilier than if they were trying to get caught. Yeah, that's basically what this says. They said in some cases the victims themselves seek assistance from SZA. In others, SZA is alerted by a software or communication vendor to a victim, and the government may seek a court order to compel the vendor to reveal the victim's identity. So I guess the ones who are not so sure, who doesn't want to come out and say they have been hacked, SZA can do a court order and tell them to reveal their identity, like the Hawaiian pipeline, or like in other articles where they were not identified, like they have to identify themselves. Especially like the systems, like if you're dealing with the state's water, food, transportation, you need to reveal yourself that says, "Hey, I've been hacked. Let's get help. What can I do to prevent this? And how can I get them out the system?" Like, don't hold all this stuff in. So it says in the summer of 2021, the administrator rolled out first ever oil and gas pipeline cyber regulations. The first ever. Like, why would you not have this in place in the beginning? In March, the Environmental Protection Agency announced a requirement for states to report on cyber threats in their public water system audits. Soon after, however, three states sued the administration, charging regulator overreach. The EPA pulled back the rule and has asked Congress to act on a regulation. In the meantime, the agency must rely on states to report threats voluntarily. That is crazy. All right, so this going we're going into 15 minutes. So like always, the article goes into the description. You can look and read more about this. This is very interesting. So they never had oil and gas line cyber documentation, and then the company tried to make the people tell that they're being victimized or have been hacked, and they cancel. They don't want to say. That is crazy. Like, not why. It's okay. We're not gonna judge you much. All right. So if you want to read more, the article will be down below. Let me know your thoughts, what you guys think, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.